Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dremio CEO, Billy Bosworth.
Welcome everybody to Subsurface Live 2021. It's finally here. We're all gathered together to have another great event to talk about all things open data architecture, data lake, lakehouse. This is going to be an incredible event, just like our last couple, and it is action-packed with lots and lots of great information, great people, attendees coming from everywhere, and we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like as we roll into our event. It is so good to have you here. I want to welcome you from wherever you may happen to be, whether it's in the Americas or Europe or Asia. We have representation from all around the globe. So it is so good to have you here with us today. Let's dive in and talk about who is here and who's with you and what kind of virtual neighbors do you have for the event. One of the great things I love about this is we are bringing people together from so many different disciplines in and around data and the modern architectures of data lakes that it creates such a rich and wonderful experience and an abundance of resources for everybody to learn and grow and share together. We start with our data lake owners. These are the people who already have established that the company is going to run its analytics layers off of these data lakes. And they've probably been doing it for a while, and they have a lot of great wisdom to share, and they're coming to accelerate that learning, to hear new innovations that are happening, and understand how to continue to advance what they're already beginning. Underneath of that is our architects and our engineers. And this crowd is the one that is building the foundation for the analytics type of activity that's going to be taking place for the next couple of decades. When you have these architecture shifts like we're seeing today, from classic relational database structures into these open data lake architectures, these kinds of shifts tend to last for decades. And so our engineers and our architects are building that future for all of us, a future where things are more easily accessible, where data comes in faster and the time to value on that data is rapidly increased. And it does so in a way that allows people to have best of breed options in the types of services that they want to use against that data. These are all being architected right now. And at this conference, you're going to get to see and hear how that's happening in the real world and where some of those innovations are going. And then finally, we have another set of attendees who are coming from that classic world. They're coming from the world of data warehouses where perhaps they've been using things like Teradata or Exadata or Snowflake, and they've been using these technologies for a long time, but they're starting to see and understand the benefits of open data architectures and how those can fit into the holistic picture of data inside of an organization. And so they're coming to see what's going on with all this new innovation, what's going on with all this new technology, and where does it play inside of my ecosystem. And when we have these kinds of disciplines coming together for an event, we can all learn and grow and share in ways that rapidly accelerates everybody's capabilities in the world of data analytics. Let's take a quick look at where your neighbors are geographically. They're coming from, as I said, all around the globe. We've got a little over half that are coming from the Americas, big percentage coming from Europe, nice percentage coming from Asia. Welcome. This is an increase from last time. It was a pretty significant increase from our Asian attendees, so that's fantastic to see. And then also an increase in the other category, which is just areas in the rest of the world. So this, again, creates such a great environment where people dealing with data challenges in their various geographies can all come and learn and share together. And then by role, lots of different self-identified roles. As I talked about, the engineers and the architects and the data warehouse crowd, but you can see here many others that are joining from maybe the classic IT side of the house, where they're responsible for governance and security and policy management. We have data scientists who are eager to get their hands on those data sets as fast as possible and to do that amazing work that they do around their machine learning and all the capabilities that we now have on the data science side. We have a good representation from academia, where we have students and professors that are coming to stay up to date on all these new innovations and technologies. And then we have the business representation. We have C-levels in attendance at the executive side. We have our end user analysts representing the BI world, the people who are interacting with this data with Power BI and Tableau and various other tools, and building the dashboards that are mission critical to running the business for all the things that are necessary downstream from these lake houses. So it's a great mix, as you can see, a great representation from lots of different places. And now let's talk about your neighbors in terms of company size, because there's yet another difference in the experience of working with data, and that is often around how big is your organization. As you can see, we've got about half of our attendees coming from very large enterprises, over 5,000 employees. That often comes with a unique set of challenges, and the challenges in that world center often around data silos, where data has built up over years and years, and you have legacy systems and you have new systems that have been implemented. But also unique to that market is the challenge of M&A, mergers and acquisitions. And I'm guessing that many of you in attendance today have either been at a company that has acquired other organizations, or you've been acquired and you've had to merge and figure out, how do we leverage all this data together? How do we make it all work? And that is not a small challenge, as you know. And that is something that data lakes and lake houses and open data architectures can really help with in a way that I think is really transformative and revolutionary from what we've had in the past. And so from the large enterprise perspective, all those challenges are there, and we're going to talk about a lot of those issues throughout the event. But if you look at the other side here, down at the 27%, we've got 100 plus. And so these are the small organizations that are building tomorrow. These are the companies that 5 years from now, we're going to be proud to say, I remember when I saw them at Subsurface when they were only 106 people, and now all of a sudden, look at how big they become and look how amazing the things that they're doing with data are. And so that's the unique thing about this world is, no matter the size of the company, you have the ability to leverage this data to really punch above your weight, as the metaphor goes. You can present so much bigger in the market when you leverage this data in these kinds of powerful ways. And so it doesn't matter how big your organization is, whether you're part of a giant enterprise with over 5,000 people, or whether you're a startup with a few people just getting together and getting off the ground. This is the conference for you. You are exactly where you're supposed to be today, and it is a pleasure to have you here. And you are certainly not in a small group. This is one of the most remarkable things about this conference. Almost a year ago, we launched Subsurface, and we did so from scratch. There was nothing. There was no conference. There was no Subsurface name. There was none of the infrastructure that you see here today. And in that very short period of time, we are now to the stage where we have so many community members that have gotten engaged, stay engaged, and are still coming in at a very fast rate. And so in just such a short period of time, to go from 0 to these numbers, where you see over 15,000 registered community members with thousands more coming in with just in the past few months, this is a rapidly growing event because it is a rapidly growing technology shift. And it's got all the earmarks of the kinds of shifts that are seismic in the industry, that really take on the foundational aspects of building the next generations of how we're going to go do things. And so you're surrounded by a lot of people from different areas and different roles and different company sizes, but boy, you are far from being alone. You are in a very large and active community who is eager to help and engage with you. And that leads me to the speaker list for today. What an incredible agenda we have. This list represents people who are going from the range of practitioners who have implemented these things and have learned the hard lessons, and they want to share that journey with you. They want to share the successes and the failures and the struggles and the excitement of what they built and where it's going. And there is nothing like seeing that firsthand and real world, where you don't have to sit there and think just academically or theoretically about this stuff, but you're going to get to see how some of the best brands in the world that everybody knows are the most amazing companies on the planet working with data, they're going to show you how they're doing it. They're going to show you what's working, what's not working, and maybe avoid a lot of pain for you to get you quicker to being productive and efficient in the use of your data on data lakes. But then we also have on the other end of the spectrum, we've got the inventors, the innovators, the people who are creating these technologies and contributing in a way to the open data architecture such that it's going to be more flexible, more accessible for things. And many of them are doing that on the back of the open source philosophy. So you're going to get to see so many amazing open source projects and hear from the people who are writing that code on a daily basis. And they're going to be able to learn from you as well through your questions and through your stories and listening to the other practitioners. So when you get to bring together both the practical world of implementations and the innovation world of creation, of beginning to create this technology from scratch, that's where magic happens. That's where learning is accelerated to a whole new pace. And that's why we come to events like this. That's what makes them so exciting. And so as you browse this speaker list and you see the people and the representations, first, it's going to be incredible. But second, I really want to thank our speakers. You are the heart and soul of this event, because all of our great content that's going to live on for months and months and years afterwards is coming from you. So a special thank you to everybody who's a part of Subsurface Live 2021 from a presenter standpoint. And while you are amazing and you are the heart and soul of what we do, we actually could not do this event without another group of very special people, and that's our sponsors. These are the people who step in and say, I think this is so important that I want to help contribute to making it a reality. I want to help to make it a first-class global virtual event. And that's why these sponsors are so important. But what's also great about these is you're going to get to hear from them in speaking and in their booths and in their collateral and their content on their unique contributions to this world and what are they doing to help make it an exciting and innovative place. But again, most importantly, also thank you, sponsors, for helping to make this a reality. You make this possible through your financial support. And so it is a real privilege to have you here and to call you sponsors for this event. And with that, I just want to say to everybody, just enjoy yourselves. This is going to be an interactive, amazing experience. You have a Slack channel with a community that is led and growing, where people want to engage with each other. You're going to have the live chat functionality during all the sessions where you can ask and engage and have dialogue. You've always got the classic website, community website, where you can go and get all these resources from this event forward. So enjoy yourselves. I think after the year and a half that we've been through as a world, we get to celebrate. We deserve to enjoy some time together and share and grow and learn and to be a part of something special, a part of something that I said is going to endure for decades to come. So thank you very much for coming. You have given us your time, you've given us your attention, and you've given us your energy to make this an amazing event. So thank all of you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you virtually throughout the next few days. Thank you very much.